So I'm going to just take us through a very simple exercise about coming back to the heart, because I feel sometimes we think we're in the heart, and I know I do this, and I kind of like, actually, no, I'm not. I've just jumped up into my head. So taking some deep breaths and just coming back to your breath, and without any judgment, where is your awareness? Where do you feel that focus of your attention is right now? And it's so easy, right, for our awareness to be in the head, because we have our eyes, our ears, are all there. Okay, so it's quite natural. And with our experience of the higher mind, it's not a non-beneficial thing to be using our brains and using our mind. But because it's so programmed and conditioned, it's a really good exercise to learn to come back to our hearts. So becoming aware of where that your awareness is. And if you close your eyes, you can internalize that more. Okay, so then bring your awareness so that it's yes. Taking some deep breaths. And when it's there, it's kind of aligned then with that line, with our central pillar of our chakra system, which is so intimately connected with our nervous system. And as you just allow your eyes to rest and relax, feel how that awareness softens. So now I want you to imagine that awareness, where it is behind your eyes and between your ears, is like a stone, a soft stone. And that your heart is like this big pool or ocean, body of water. Got this beautiful, soft silt. It's almost the lotus that grows out of that. And allow that stone, just let it go. Just allow that stone, that of your awareness, just to drop all the way down into that ocean of your heart. Finding its place and settling into the silt in the bottom, where it can take root. Taking some deep breaths, just allowing that to settle, allowing your shoulders to drop, your neck to relax. And then maybe it's, instead of a stone, maybe it's a seed. I mentioned a lotus flower early, so just allow that to open up and bloom. And then from that place, it's almost like you can see from the eyes of your heart. Shoulders to drop. So when you feel really established in your heart, the next thing is to open your eyes, but do this really slowly, because you have this relationship here with yourself, your connection to yourself, your connection to your soul is here. Taking some deep breaths. And then when you start to open your eyes, you're then in relationship to what's outside of you. So opening your eyes while maintaining that relationship to yourself. It may take some practice. You can close them again if you feel that drips. Okay. That's all you need to do. This is a place to move from, to make decisions from, to discern from. Is this right for me? Is this not right for me? You don't need to analyze and know the answers. The answers will come, but it's learning to, is this right for me? Is this not right for me? And the more you follow what your heart guides you is right for you, and you really start to build up something comprehensive and robust, the more the answers will just unfold. Okay. So the shamanic path is one of the warrior, which is a path of heart. Okay. Because there was a time when our spiritual lives weren't separate from our needs to protect and gather food, because the same skills were needed. There was an understanding and intimate knowledge of all life and how everything interacted, the changing seasons, how things grew, where things grew, the habits of animals. And this was learnt through observation, yes, through the guidance of elders, but also through each individual's own observation and their own gifts. So before you become a warrior, you become a hunter. And a hunter is learning to track things, learning to track something, learning to understand the signs and to track the patterns, to track the belief systems, to track the conditioning, to track these things like, you know, I really didn't like that experience, but let me track how that happened. And as you can track those patterns, you can see when they start to emerge and come up again. And then as that tracking becomes more innate and those intuitive senses become more fine-tuned and not into that confusion, that's when you step into being a warrior. You know, it becomes so embodied, and there's an alertness there that's not of the mind, but of the body. And it's not in fear, it's in trust, that deep trust in your own abilities to counter anything that comes your way. Part of my journey into this was when I started on my shamanic path, was to learn because very often when I would try to see things, I would then jump out of my heart and I'd be back in my head. So I learned by going even deeper than my heart into my body, I would imagine myself like a snake and really start to feel things through my skin, through my body. And through that, I could build up pictures and images. And so I learned to see through my body rather than through any senses that were in my head. Okay. And, you know, our abilities to track in this day and age aren't as perhaps obvious as when we were sort of more hunter-gatherers. They can be more subtle. They can be masked by technology, whether we're an accountant sort of tracking anomalies or finding the right word for a piece of prose. It's learning to recognize these transferable skills and hone them into gifts. Yes, we may be going through these experiences of a spiritual war or battle, but if we just learn to really tune into ourselves and come back to ourselves, you know, we can build up enough inner resources and we will be able to counter anything that is sent towards us. I hope that was helpful and supportive. Sending you much love from my heart to yours. And I am going to put various links for related blog posts below. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here.